Hi everyone, welcome to the next video in this mini series of bugs from Jewelry Box by Hanna Karlzon. Today we have got this very elegant looking winged critter, and this one is going to be, drumroll, purple, violet to be precise. Who got that right? Any of you? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Okay, we're going to start with our darkest colour, I think, which is going to be the mulberry, and I'm going to do the gemstones. So I'm going to start with this one here in the centre, and like the others on this page, more intense around the edge. Gosh, my washing machine's making a lot of noise, and then a little less towards the centre. Hopefully you can't hear it, but if you can, you can. Then we're going to do all of these circles like gemstones. The smaller ones I can't make lighter in the middle, and if you struggle, just fill it in. Oh, I just put my finger on the orange bug. Hopefully that white pen is dried. I think it should have done. So although these aren't circular, I think they could still easily be gemstones. I think it makes it look pretty. So these, I'm trying to leave just a little bit of lighter area sort of in the middle, but it's a little bit more awkward because of their shape. It's sort of, the lightest bit is sort of supposed to be there. But again, if it's too awkward, just block it in. You can use some white pen to show the shine anyway. Okay, so that's one side, and we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. You probably guessed that. If you're quick, you might have got over here anyway. Although I always think I'm very fast at colouring. I don't know if any of you are faster. I'm probably faster when I'm not talking. But yeah. I haven't decided what I'm going to be colouring this afternoon when I'm watching the tennis. I might do some springtime matchstick mouse, even though it's not spring. Quite fancy doing a little cute picture. I've got quite a lot of that book left to go. I sort of didn't do much of it in spring because I had other books I was working on, so maybe time to pick it up. Now we could go for the mauve deep, the purple lake deep. I think I'm going to use the purple lake deep for the, just moving my pencil sharpener, hoping everything doesn't fall down, for the antennae. So this is the purple lake deep, and I'm going to use these. I love this colour. I've just decided what colour I'm going to do tomorrow's bug. Any guesses? Go on, make some guesses. You may have already seen the video if you're watching this a bit later. I'm going to go around the edge now with a darker line, like I have with the others. Sometimes it's more effective than other times, depending on how well I can stick to the edge. Oh, that one went out the line. There we go. Now I'm going to do the bit around here. Fade it towards the top. I think what I like particularly about this colour is it's got a little bit of pink in. It's a bit like a manganese violet, which I also really like. I'm going to do these long pieces here. I'm actually just going to lay the colour down quite hard because it's too thin, I think, to try and outline like I did with the, it's a bit thin. There we go. Wouldn't it be funny if you all guessed the colour that I was thinking of, and then when it came to recording tomorrow I changed my mind. I probably wouldn't remember by the time this goes out to you. I'm recording well in advance at the moment, trying to yeah, I'm just trying to get a few done because I've got tennis coming up and things like that. Oh, my phone's ringing. I'd better go. Right, I am back. It was just my husband saying he got to work okay. This is Purple Lake. We're going to be doing some lighter areas. We'll do this little bit here. Yeah, he's had a bad back, so he can do this, trying to do this a little bit darker on each end and a little bit lighter in the middle like we've done the other eyes. That one seems a bit smaller. Yeah, he's had trouble with his back and he didn't know whether he'll be able to get out the car. So he just phoned to say he had been okay, but my son got the phone, but I thought I'd better appear just in case it was for me. Because I've got someone calling at 11, so it might have been a cancellation or something. And although the boys are capable of taking a call, sometimes people want to speak to me. You know, the appointment is electrician. Now, should we do this striped? I think so. So I'm going to try and go a bit darker at the top here, layering it up and making it lighter towards the base. That's quite handy, that phone call, because I popped out and had my coffee, which was just the right temperature. Like that, and then lighter. I can hear a plane outside. I'm not sure about this, but I think we'll just carry on the trend with this one. I'm not sure whether to use, actually that one's gone a bit dark, so I'm going to keep that one darker to make it look like I did it on purpose. You don't have to. If you want, if you manage to achieve getting it lighter at the bottom, then you could keep it lighter. Oops. What is it? People quote Bob Ross, happy accidents or something, isn't it? Something like that. I can't remember. It's the joy of colouring on your own and no one's looking. No one knows if you did it, if it turned out completely differently to how you imagined. Not that I can imagine how it's going to look anyway, but nobody knows. It might come out better anyway. I'm going to do this long piece here. Again, I'm going to try and fade it towards the centre like that. And then up from the bottom. And then the same here. Like that. I'm thinking these little furry bits too. I'm going to fade them towards the base. I'm going to have a lot of stripes on this little chap. Okay. Now I'm going to choose the Mauve Deep. And do our missing gap. Oh, it needs a sharpen. Crikey, what a blunt pencil. Okay, that's better. So this one, the same as the one above. So darker in here and then a bit lighter. This one's really pretty as well. I think castles are quite well known for their pretty purples. But the problem is they're lacking in greys and browns. You can't have it all, I guess. There's too many yellows. Could get rid of a few of the yellows. And I could do without the primrose and the Naples yellow. And so these are the same as the ones either side. So try and fade it as you go down. And yeah, symmetrically the same on this side. Yeah, there are so many pretty sort of violet purples. I would say these are. For me, this is purple. The ones that are called purple in this set, I always think look more pink. Now we've got this sort of wing, we've got this stripy bit. I'm just wondering, yeah, let's grab some more. Let's go for, we've got so many, we might as well use another one. So we'll use the heather purple and just give it a sharpen. I think I'm going to use the heather purple for a stripe on the body, every other stripe, and for the wing parts. So I'm going to use it for this top stripe. There's not much I can do in this space but just fill it in. But for the stripes I really want to fade them towards the middle to give the body a bit of shape. But there's such a wee space. I never used the word wee to mean small when I lived in Scotland because I always felt self-conscious, like I was trying to mimic them almost in a rude way. So I didn't do it. I'm going to do the face actually, don't worry, I'm coming back to that bit. I just was suddenly like, I might forget the face. So a bit darker down here and then lighter towards the sort of that bit. I think it almost makes them look like got a little nose, which I think is so cute. Now here I'm going to just fade it down towards the edge of the wing, like that. Let's hold the page. Yeah, so I didn't like to use, although I did start to use a phrase, that's you. No, that's me. Sorry, that's me. So when you're done and you've finished with something, you say that's me, i.e. that's me done. Which was something I'd never heard before. And it just allowed people knew what you're talking about. And what was always very odd in a shop, you're queuing in a shop, you're waiting for a free till, and the till person shouts, first please, like that. Who's first in the queue? Whereas in England we would say next please. And that was really weird. I found that so strange. I never got used to that. Also, the strangest thing was pound notes. I grew up, we had various notes for our currency when I was little. We had pound notes, £5 notes, £10 notes, £20 notes. And they phased out £1 notes because they got so scruffy because you had so many. So, and they brought in pound coins instead, which were obviously heavier, but they lasted longer. And but in Scotland they kept the pound note. I am going to use the lavender for the other stripe in the body, but I need to sharpen it. So I went to Scotland, I had pound notes, but they're not legal tender in England, so I couldn't spend them when I came home. Again, this is quite tricky, trying to put a bit more there and a bit less there. Be easier on this one. This is quite a pale colour. Try and make it a bit lighter in the middle. But the £5 notes and the £10 notes were legal tender, but if you tried to spend them in England, a lot of the shops wouldn't recognise them. They would, oh gosh, that sun has come out, it's so bright. They would think it was sort of counterfeit, money. So you couldn't spend them, but you could change them in a post office, it was okay. And you could exchange them like for like. I'm going to use the Cool Grey Deep to do a little bit of shading like I have done before. I'm thinking particularly under this wing here, I want some shadowing where it's above the other wing. When you are doing shadows, one key thing that I have noticed, which you may already know, is make sure you take it right up to the black line. If you leave a tiny gap by mistake, it just doesn't look right. So that's my tip of the day, which you probably already know. And you probably don't leave gaps because you're not scruffy like me. A bit. I I just heard the strangest noise. Don't know what that was. Eyes. I think all I've left now is the eyes. Ivory black. I can't describe the noise. It was, you know when you've squashed up a plastic bag and then it starts unsquashing? It's sort of that sort of noise, but much more quiet. It was odd. Okay, so we're going to do a few finishing touches with our Gellyroll, and then we'll be done with this one. And my washing machine's just beeped, so it needs, my washing needs hanging up. So on all the gemstone, I'm going to put a dot of white. Even those, I think. And so I've done them all sort of on that side, and on these I'm going to do them the other way, but we'll just do this one in the centre first. I'm going to do a bit at the top, a bit at the bottom like that. And a bit on each one. Oh, what's my machine again? I don't know if you can hear it. It's right beneath me. I thought it was going to rain, but the sun's come out, so I put the washing in the doorway. Our back door is all glass. It'll I'm tempted to put some dots down here, but I haven't done it on any of the others, so I think it would look really odd, so I'm not going to do that. But I think it would look nice, but odd as well. Right, that is me for that one. Come back tomorrow for the last one. And it's a colour I haven't done. There's a clue for you. I'm sure you would never have guessed that. I'm just looking in my box and I haven't got much of that colour, so I may end up changing my mind. We'll see. Anyway, I'll surprise myself. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Have a super day and happy colouring.